What's up, creators? So today we're going to be starting a new series about creating a complete production Flutter app from scratch. The plan is to go from idea to planning to implementation and to launching the actual app. So let me tell you a little bit about the app that I'm going to be making. So I have a book club with some friends, and here's what we do so far. So every person picks one book. We read that book for at a pace of 100 pages per week. Then we have a Google Sheets that has statistics about the book, about each book, including like the rating and stuff like that, including ratings and page length. And we also have a Google Notes.
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that.
It wasn't talking to you. We also have a Google Notes with information about our next meeting and when the next book will be picked. And we also have a group chat where we talk about the book. And on the day of book club, we get together and talk about the book and reveal our ratings for it. So all this stuff I feel could be done within an app, and it would be much cleaner and much easier to understand. So that's the app we were going to try to make. Also, I haven't seen much content about how to go about planning a Flutter app and how to create the architecture of it and things like that. But what I'm going to be following is my little corporate expertise and kind of adding it together with the other things that I've learned through Flutter and trying to make a way that at least makes sense to me on how to plan and develop an app completely. So let's get started. So with object-oriented programming, you always have these things called use cases. Pretty much, use cases are what uses your app is going to have, what things you want the app to do. So what do we want it to do? We want to be able to create a group with people / join a group, to give a rating for the book once you are done. We want to give a review of the book once you are done. We want each person to pick the next book a week before the book club meeting, whether it's virtual meeting or whether it's an in-person. We want to access statistics about previous books the book club read, including things like most liked book, with the most stars, I guess, and with things like other people's reviews for it. Then we also want a chat feature with the group, and on book club day, we want to reveal other people's ratings as well as their reviews. also some way to talk / interact with the group. I think at first that's definitely going to be a chat feature, but then maybe some more things like that. Another thing we want is to show a due date of when book club / review will happen. Show when the next book will be picked. Then lastly, we want to create a profile for the person, for the user, / be able to log in. So those are some of the use cases. We will be developing this app together, so there might be new use cases added, there might be lots of other things added, but this is just the beginning. If you want to see the whole thought process that went through to creating these, you can check out the live stream that was done for this. But this is kind of a recollection of what we did in the live stream in a more concise way. So another thing we will need, we'll make another section for potential later features, potential features that we might implement later. So things like sharing the app with other people. And there's also a couple questions we have that we need to solve. Things like, can people be in multiple groups? And these are pretty much the things we want to accomplish and our app to do. So I want to get into a little sketch of what exactly this app might look like. So first things first, we need a login screen. Just the typical login screen that lots of apps have. And then you log in, you'll be taken to one of two screens. You'll be taken to join group, join / create group screen, or you'll be taken to an already created group screen. So first time that you open the app, you'll probably be going to the join / create group screen. And here, there should be some type of UI, maybe saying join group or create a group, and some way to do all that. So that should be pretty simple. Then we get into the actual group. So whatever the group name is here, then we should maybe have like a book cover, the book we're reading, due date, next book, things like that. Maybe a button or something for stats / previous books. And then also maybe some way for the user to input that he finished the book. Finished book. So this is just a quick idea of what we want to do. Definitely not complete. Just a quick sketch. But let's get into an actual widget tree, which I think is a good replacement for a UML diagram when it comes to Flutter. Like I said, this is going to be a working copy, so this is definitely not going to be a complete tree diagram. Same with our use cases, they will keep getting filled up as we go. I don't want to say it's a agile type of development because I think it's not as intense, but I think that's the way we want to do this. So here I'm going to have a little chart. So rectangles will define, first let's make the font bigger. It didn't work. So rectangles will define, so let's make that a little bit bigger, 20. And then this, circles or ovals, will be actual UI elements, UI widgets even. So that's our little rubric that we're going to go by. So let's take one of these, and we can start with the root of our whole app, which is always going to start with the My App. Then below that, we want to have a root widget. So this is going to control whether we're logged in or not. So it's going to have a state of authentication or something like that. Authentication. There we go. It's going to check whether we've been previously logged in or if we're still logged in. So if we're not logged in, we want to go to a login screen. So inside the login screen, we will check if the person should know whether he has an account or not. If he doesn't have an account, we should go to sign up screen and create a profile. If user doesn't have an account. So what have we checked off? Create a profile. We can change that font color to red. Apply. Show when next book is due. Alright, we haven't done much. So let's go to the next part. So here, we're going to have another logical type of widget. This is going to be the logged in section. So we're going to have another state here of whether the user is in a group. Whether they need to create or join a group. If they're not in a group already, or if they are in a group, they should have a different UI than the other people. So this is going to lead to two different options as well. One will be the join/create group screen. And then another one will be the actual group screen. So if it's creator and everything like that. User not in a group. User in a group. There we have a couple screens. So let's do the easy one first. We're going to have two options here. One is going to be the join screen. Join screen where you join a group. And this one's going to be the create screen where you can create a group. The label will just be something like user wants to join group. User wants to create group. That's pretty simple. Obviously for both of these, there could be more widgets going down, but we just want to get an idea of the app first. So in the group screen, wait, let's check off the things we wanted. So I want to be able to create and join a group. That was one of the things we wanted to do. Apply. Give a rating, give a review, pick the next book, access statistics, chat features, book club day, blah blah blah. Yeah, so that's all the other things should fall under the group screen. Let's do it one by one. So give a rating once you are done and give a review once you are done. Let's add something like this where we will have a finished current book, and under here we will have something that gives rating and review for book. Nothing too complex. Maybe it'll just be a button. We don't know yet, but it definitely needs to be something. So another thing we will need is to display current book, due date, and next book / when next book will be picked. That gets a bit messy. Let's just keep it and the next book, because we know that if there's nothing for the next book, that there will be at some point, or we'll figure it out at a later point. So let's go back to this. So give a rating and review for the book once you are done. We can check those off. Apply. Pick the next book before meeting, access statistics, chat features. Down here. Show when the next book will be picked. And show the due date of book club when the review will happen. So we got that one as well. So let's go from these. Some way to interact or talk with the group / chat features with the group. Let's just keep those both under one, even though they might expand to two different things. So let's say just a chat screen. And we don't need to figure out the details just yet. There's a lot of bigger stuff to figure out before we get to the details of the chat screen. No, that's going to kill me. Come on. Thank you. Why does it want to be nicely? All right. So we got the chat screen. All right. So statistics and revealing other people's reviews and ratings and stuff. So we can have another screen or some UI for previous books and their content. All right, and then let's add something to display other people's reviews and ratings at specific time. So we just covered the previous books and their content. So then we have one more thing, to pick the next book a week before the book club meeting. That's in here, but I think it kind of needs to be its own thing because it's just going to get messy if it's not. And oh man, those are not connected. And then let's add another one for the next book / or when it will be picked. And I would like to make a little note for that. I think the way we're going to do this is we'll have a notification scheduled whenever a new book is picked. That notification will be sent to everybody else, will be sent to all other members. No, to all members actually. To all members will be not sent, scheduled to be sent to all members. Cannot type. Members 24 hours before book club happens. I'm just going to pick 24 for now. It might be a little bit different. And then we also want to schedule a notification to be sent to the next person to pick the book. So if we do a pace of like 100 pages a week, these notifications would be scheduled weeks in advance, right? So that's a quick little diagram of what we want our app to look like. It's subject to change as we go along. We'll see how things end up falling together. It definitely needs to go into more detail for almost every single one of these, but we'll fill that in as we go. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. The next video will probably be a live stream of the next part of this, which will be creating the UI in a XD document. A little disclaimer is I'm not the best designer, but we will definitely have a functional design that will work for people at least. And as I work on my design skills using animations and custom painter and stuff like that, will make it look better and better. If you have any questions or suggestions on how to make this design better, make sure to leave it in the comments. I will make sure to look at those. But other than that, thank you for watching.